Let us hear the fascinating story of Alexander Fleming, a scientist whose discovery saved millions of lives and changed the world forever. Who was Alexander Fleming? Alexander Fleming is the one who discovered the first antibiotic called penicillin. The invention of penicillin is one of the most accidental, fascinating, and life saving discoveries in the history of human health. It's like something out of a detective novel crossed with a science lab. Who was Alexander Fleming? Born in Scotland in 1881, Alexander Fleming was a curious, quiet, and slightly messy scientist. He worked as a bacteriologist in London, studying bacteria and how to kill them. He had seen firsthand in World War I how wounded soldiers often died not from bullets but from infections. So he made it his mission to find something that could kill harmful bacteria without harming humans. How was penicillin discovered? It was an amazing accident that changed the world in 1928. One day in September 1928, something strange happened. Fleming went on vacation, leaving a messy pile of petri dishes in his lab. Petri dishes were the one that had bacteria growing on them. When he returned, he noticed that mold had started growing in one dish. But here's the weird part. Around the mold, the bacteria were dead or disappearing, like a little clean halo around the mold colony. Most people would have just tossed the moldy dish out. But Fleming paused. He observed. He wondered, could this mold be killing the bacteria? And yes, it was. The mold saved millions of lives. The mold was later identified as Penicillium notatum. Fleming named the substance it produced as penicillin. It turned out to be the world's first true antibiotic, a chemical that could kill dangerous bacteria like pneumonia and streptococcus without harming human cells. How did penicillin change the world? Before penicillin, if you got a cut or caught pneumonia, you could die. Doctors had no reliable way to stop bacterial infections. But after penicillin, people stopped dying from simple infections. Soldiers in World War II survived wounds that would have killed them in World War I. Diseases like syphilis, tuberculosis, strep throat, and scarlet fever became treatable. Surgeries became safer because post surgical infections could be controlled. Penicillin opened the door to the age of antibiotics, saving hundreds of millions of lives. It is often called the drug that changed the 20th century. It happened that penicillin changed society as well. Life expectancy increased globally, infant mortality decreased, hospitals became places where people actually got cured, not just waited to die. Global population boomed because more people were surviving infections. New fields like antibiotic research, pharmaceutical manufacturing, and modern public health exploded. Governments and health organizations began to mass produce medicine, leading to the birth of modern healthcare systems. What happened to Fleming? At first, his discovery did not attract much attention. But years later, scientists Howard Florey and Ernst Chain figured out how to mass produce penicillin, especially useful during World War II. In 1945, Fleming, Florey, and Chain were awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine. Fleming, ever humble, warned people not to misuse penicillin. He feared bacteria would eventually become resistant. And he was right. That is why antibiotic resistance is a modern concern. What is penicillin exactly? Penicillin is an antibiotic, a compound produced by certain molds. It works by destroying the cell walls of bacteria, usually punching holes in them until they burst. But human cells don't have cell walls, so penicillin doesn't hurt us. It's like a smart assassin that targets bacteria while sparing everything else. This was a discovery that really changed the world. Fleming was a brilliant but messy scientist who noticed something everyone else would have missed. He discovered penicillin from mold, which was the first true antibiotic. It revolutionized medicine, saved millions of lives, changed warfare, surgeries, childbirth, and human survival. It also taught us that sometimes the most world changing discoveries come from accidents plus curiosity plus observation. Thank you so much for listening.